Good morning everyone. Well, actually it's afternoon here, so good afternoon everyone and welcome back. I am going to take the bale feeder off. A couple of videos ago I was talking about a Spikey aerator, and there's a farmer down the road, Andrew, he's got one. So I am going to go and pick it up today. He messaged me after he watched that video and said, I've actually bought one of those last year, so feel free to come and give it a go if you want. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's almost 3 o'clock, so it's time to pick up Willie from school, but the school's sort of like halfway in between, so I'm just going to grab him in the tractor and he can come with me. My seat's real squeaky, so hopefully it's not too bad on here, but the area I live in, it's called Patarangi. We're just out of Te Amutu, nestled right under Mount Prongia there, but this is actually our home farm, or this is the farm that my ancestors moved to back, or was my great-great-grandfather just in here. So my cousin, he's actually still on it now. Beautiful farm. We've been farming in this area for just on about 150 years, I think, so a wee while. Here it is though, nice little country school. How was school today?
Good.
What'd you do?
I found spiders with Stella.
Did you? You found spiders. Is that all you did today? You didn't learn anything? You must have learned something.
Yeah, I did learn. Wow, subtracting.
Yeah, you learned subtracting. That's always good. That's pretty handy. Here we go. I think, oh, it might be right here actually. Is it in that shed? No, not that shed. Look at that old tractor. That's pretty cool. I think he just bought that.
Yeah.
I think he might have bought it out of the America. That's cool, eh?
Yeah, it's double wheels.
Never been down here. Look at that pig pen. That's a good pig pen, eh? There's even a piggy there. Oh no.
Yeah. There's 2 pigs.
It's not in there. Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's 2 pigs.
No, it's not in that calf shed. Oh, here's another shed. This might be it. Yep, there it is, right there. That one. That's what we're here to get. Oh, look at that drill. Wouldn't mind getting that too. It's a disc drill. All hooked up, stands are all up. There is a control box for this, but we don't need it because I'm not putting any grass out today, so I don't need to spin any of that. Good to go. It is a little bit wide, like it is actually wider than the tractor by probably 300 mil. You can definitely feel it on the back a little bit. Sweet as. It's real cool, that Massey. Far out. That looks awesome.
Even there's a little tractor there.
Yeah, there's the little tractor too. That's real good, and it's got jewels on. How neat is that? And back home again. Right, Willie, should we try it out?
Yeah.
I reckon this paddock here, that'll do. Andrew's put a few concrete posts on here just for a bit of weight, but it definitely feels heavy, this thing. Like lifting it up the tractor can definitely feel it. What do we want to do though? Just go right down, I suppose. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely see where I've been, which is quite good.
Wow, look on here. There's a worm even.
So I've done a strip that way and then I've come back and you can see all these holes in the ground there.
There's a big one over here.
Andrew said actually to pull a roller behind it just so that I guess it pushes sort of this back down like that. Closes these holes up a bit maybe, but it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, there's a big one over here.
What is there?
Look.
A big hole in that cow poo. Yeah, that's good. Water will get in there, eh? The whole idea of this is that when these spikes go in the ground, they're actually sort of fluffing or lifting the soil up a bit and just creating air in it. Hence the name, an aerator. There's the tow eye there. If you wanted to tow a roller or whatever, set of harrows maybe. And he has got a spinner on here, which is pretty cool. I think they sell these separately, like they don't come with it, but it just bolts on there pretty good. I was thinking on the way home that it'd actually be quite good in the spring. I reckon with one of these you could sort of go through your paddock and spread clover. Just put out little bits of clover here and there and would come away. Like the spring's the time you really want to do it. How's it sitting though? Nice and level. You could push the top link out just a wee bit, but probably not too bad. Possibly also maybe go up a hole to change that pin to there. Just means that it pushes down a little bit more. If I go to one of these holes and I dig down, the tip of the hole, oh, you can feel it, definitely air down there, so I can push my finger right the way down. So that's probably, what would that be, 150 mils maybe? He said he's just done most of his farm with it, and one thing that he noticed would actually be quite good to get him on camera. One thing that he said he noticed was that he got less pulling. He's on the peat over there, but he said he definitely could see less pulling after this aerator had been through it, which is pretty interesting. So next morning now, ran out of time yesterday, just filling checked up. I'm actually going to try and do a good few hours of spiking today. I've got a few paddocks in mind. All the cows are shifted. There's one mob just straight through there. Trying to eat off that paddock while it's nice and fine like this. There's a little bit of rain coming possibly tomorrow. Not actually quite sure how much, haven't looked, but it's actually really nice and warm at the moment. The sun's actually got a bit of heat in it. Everything looks pretty alright on this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lots of spikes on each roller. And with this, you can actually change the cut on it. Those bolts there, you can move them over. There's another hole there. So if you were to pull this back, it would change the angle from sort of that to that, which means the spikes are going in and getting a bit more pull, but seemed to work alright for Andrew, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. There's actually not too much maintenance on these. If you were to happen to break one of these, all you've got to do is just take these two bolts off, or those two nuts off there, pull the bolts out, and this just pulls out, and then you can put another one in. Then there's just some bearings, or there's a bearing on each roller, so all we got to do is just grease that, and there's not really much other moving parts other than those, so it is pretty simple. The one I was actually looking at had the pins, so you could change the bar easy. Just pull the pin out and put it in a different hole and it would change. A little bit easier than that, but the other one actually looked a fair bit heavier and quite a bit bigger. Well, I think my tractor would probably be right to pull it, but they're good little machines, I reckon. It takes a while to fill, so I thought I'd come and check on these cows to see how they are, but they look alright. There's no calves, which there shouldn't be. We're still a couple of weeks out from calving. Around the 14th is when the first one should drop, around about then, and then we usually have about 10% in by our due date, which is about the 18th, so we might start about the 10th. We might start to see the odd calf about the 10th. Later the better. Again, this is another wet paddock, and just eating it off while it's nice and fine. This girl here, she looks like she's starting to bag up a little bit, maybe not too bad. They look sweet as, but what I've got to do is I've actually got to take that aerator off tonight, because I've got to put the bale feeder back on. That's the annoying thing about it. I've got to swap between implements with that big tractor, so these girls are getting a bale, the other girls are getting a bale, and then they're getting a bit of straw as well. Oh, done. Awesome. Good timing. I'll fill it up a little bit more. There we go. Got to remember to put the cap on. It's easily missed thing to do. I was thinking what I should do, or might be interesting for a few people out there, is do sort of like our family history or farm history video. I think that'd be quite cool. This is the one I picked this morning. It used to be in Trickery, and it's had about a year in new grass, so we'll see what happens. Finish this paddock, you can sort of see all the tyre marks. Just going a couple of strips up the headland here just to finish it off. That one there, that's in the ground, and I think it's coming up to about there, so there's probably 6 inches of sort of spiking it. The odd bit of grasses being pulled out like this. See these chunks are sort of coming out. Maybe that's where the roller would have been good. Might have just pressed it back down, but that, like, those gaps will fill in, I hope. Gives all the other grass a chance to come away too. It's not too bad, like it's not making that much of a mess. It'd be quite good to compare this to the James Aerator, which I have. So I'll probably do a few paddocks with this, and then I'll chuck mine on. I'm gonna go and do a few. Just be cool to see the difference between the two. This would be a perfect job for Dad, I reckon. He can just plod away, do his thing, listen to talk back, and love it, I reckon. He actually gets back next week. They're still away, but I'm pretty sure it's next week. Just in time for calving. To finish both of the ones there took me probably about an hour, maybe just on over, so not too bad. I was trying to go between sort of 10 and 12 Ks, somewhere in that range. Well, that'll pretty much do it. I was going to try and do some more, but I need to go and sort some eggs out. I've got a bucket load here. I've got to drop 8 dozen into town to someone, but I don't think there's 8 dozen there. Might have to top her up once I get another couple over the next few days, but I'm pretty happy with how that went. It's going to be interesting, like I say, to compare it to the James. I should put the James on next time after I take the bale feeder off and give it a go and see what it's like. That thing's just way quicker, because I think with the James you want to go about 4 to 5k, whereas that you're going, like I said, 10 to 12, so it's a lot quicker. But it'll be interesting. However, that'll do it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and apart from that, see you next time.